What is up, everybody? Only DS here. Today we're going to react to delusional and woke TikToks that I find on YouTube and on Twitter, because we're going to look up a few clips from either libs of TikTok or just whatever user that there is out there that posts other stuff that may be worth a reaction to as well. I'm embarrassed of Gen Z as a Gen Z myself, because we keep constantly pushing for social activism and this SJW stuff, finding things to be so upset about, like basically about anything. And it's really making like adults pissed off. It's making everybody pissed off because they really don't make a bunch of sense, and they want special privileges for special rights, which this is what they're constantly pushing on a daily basis. But that doesn't mean I can't have a good laugh. So let's shake it off and debunk these kind of arguments they make. If you haven't already, like and subscribe if you're new, because I post a variety of content, not just reaction videos like this one, but I also do gaming and vlogs. So if you're interested in that kind of variety, come to the right place. So the first part of this, we're gonna react to stuff that is posted by Clownfish. He mainly does woke reactions, woke compilations. So let's get right into it. Surprise us, man.
Controversial opinion, but if you have a token white and you're hanging out with your friend group of color, you need to ask permission from everybody in the group to bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them. Ask for explicit permission from everyone, because just because you're comfortable with them doesn't mean that everybody's comfortable with them. I might not be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day. That's all I'm saying. And another thing, it feeds into their ego. Like, don't let them think they're a good white person. Don't give them that card to use against other people. Please don't do that.
That's a you problem if you have a problem with quote-unquote whiteness, because you're just making reverse racism a thing, just like what black people are doing on TikTok nowadays. You don't need to ask me if your white friend is good. As an Asian, I don't give a fuck. So can you please fix yourself and like actually be mature? Because you really wanted diversity, right? You asked for diversity, inclusion, and equity. So that includes all races and genders. This is why people call it propaganda and an agenda, because they didn't push equality. They're not pushing for equality. They want to push for privilege. And that's basically what they're doing. Black privilege, LGBTQ privilege, and quote-unquote non-binary privilege.
So, as a fat person, I often dread medical appointments because of blatant medical fat phobia. The last OB appointment I went to, the provider blamed everything on my weight and told me that I needed to go on a medication that made me feel really terrible. This OB appointment that I just went to, I've been dreading, and the provider was amazing. She asked me what my pronouns are. She asked me about my name. She made me feel super comfortable, asked me about my trauma history so that she knew how to touch me in ways that were not harmful. She just was like, great. And I was crying before getting my blood drawn because I just never have good experiences with medical providers. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to share, like, some experiences can be good, and like, don't be afraid to go when, yeah.
She's such a basic bitch. Oh my God. I never even liked the term fat phobia, because to me it sounds like a fucking excuse to not even go lose weight and try to blame their problems on other people. It's the common left-wing way of thinking to me. She really needs to start watching My 600 Pound Life, because these kind of results are true. People do lose weight. People can change their life for the better. And if they simply do that, instead of just having these thoughts that, I don't think my fatness is a problem, I want to embrace it. That's the problem. That's the problem. You can't, you try not to present yourself. You only present yourself the way you want to. You don't even think about your appearance. You just think about yourself.
Listen, if you don't qualify for a mental illness under capitalism and fascism, then I don't f***ing trust you, because that means that you are fine with your dystopian reality and everything is okay. Mental illness is a political identity and always has been.
What? Political identity? Where did you get that from? From another world, maybe outside of the solar system? That conclusion is way too stupid to even like process in my head. Mental illness falls under the political identity. No, mental illness is mental illness. It affects your mental state. Are you sure you don't have a mental illness? Because you are very comfortable making these kind of delusional thoughts and claims in your head that you may have a possible state of schizophrenia. And that may be the truth. Oh no, this is one of those people that have a problem with a boy or girl. There are only two genders, but let's see what she has to say.
Instead of using the typical mom and dad parent titles, there's actually gender neutral and non-binary parent titles that exist. It can be hard for parents within the LGBTQIA+ community to find a word that they feel comfortable being addressed as by their children. So here are some examples. Dama, Mada, Maddie, Madi, Mappa, Nini, Nupa, Nori, Opa, Pere, Pom Pom, Zaza, and Zizi. You can find more.
I gotta tell you, that's pretty creative, but I bet you less than 1% of the population even uses that. Like, nobody is actually gonna take this pretty seriously. Like, what the? Unfortunately for her, I don't live with my mom and dad. It's my mom and my uncle. So, let's play this intertwined game that you seem to love to play. So, would it be muckle or uncalm? Uncalm. Yeah, I don't think that really sounds right. Wow, this is crazy, even for the left. TikTokers are now justifying the 9/11 attacks and praising Osama bin Laden because it was just resistance. Are you serious? We got it.
And actually, before you even read the letter, I did want to mention, in reading the letter, I could only think of this tweet that I saw the other day. Under settler colonialism, any kind of resistance is branded as terrorist because the only acceptable violence is violence by the occupier. So please keep that in mind when reading the letter.
We really need to stop paying taxes because they ain't doing nothing but messing up everybody else, and America is the bully. And it's sad because they have brainwashed us to think that we was the best country on the planet, when in reality, we're the worst fucking country in the planet.
It is just insane because this letter is so well written and so reasonably structured in an argument. Like, you gotta present your findings, you gotta...
Are you seriously taking his word for it?
State your cause, all of that. Like, everything he said was valid.
Are you serious with me right now? Oh my god, I'm like... How crazy and stupid is that? This is actually a funny reply by John Hawkins. Wow, once I read Mein Kampf by Hitler, I realized America was wrong in World War II. Random TikTok doofuses. Same energy. I got one too. If I read an account of Jeffrey Dahmer's, I will realize that America was wrong about Jeffrey Dahmer and he shouldn't have been arrested. Also same energy, you know? It's basically what it is. It's basically what it is. Saying Osama bin Laden was resistant, even his terrorist group, Al-Qaeda, is like saying Jeffrey Dahmer is a good person. Keep in mind, those are the same people that literally praise Hamas, dick ride them, and have these shirts on called Gas the Jews. And they call us fascists? It's crazy. When you're literally doing the same thing that you're trying to avoid. Get the fuck out of here. Just don't even talk to us. Because at least conservatives have a bit of common sense. At least a bit of common sense to not be messing with these things. That is going to be it for me. I've lost a lot of brain cells to a point where I can't keep up with these leftist TikToks. If you guys lost brain cells too, I'm sorry. I feel sorry. But I got to do this for the content. I mean, because we gotta expose these freaks. Shout out to Clownfish and Libs of TikTok for sharing these and putting this to light, because we really need to. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to make another woke TikTok reaction very soon. Peace out, everybody.